All right, Algebra 1. Hey, welcome back, guys. We are going to continue on with our end of the year review. And today we are focusing on page 796. We're talking about perimeter and area. And hopefully, I'm just going to keep trying. I'll get better at this whole Google Meets, and we'll see if this is something that can work. I know that I'm able to log away all these notes and keep these notes and save these notes. And that was one of the reasons why I wanted to keep trying this and just get better at it, so that it's not a matter of me just putting notes up on the board and then erasing them and kind of losing them forever. So anyway, let's jump into it. We're on page 796. You need to have your textbook open. Grab that, get that open. We're looking at perimeter and area. And let's jump into the first definition here. Perimeter, as you can see, basically add all sides together. So it doesn't matter if we're talking about a square, rectangle, triangle, trapezoid, any different shape we're talking about. Perimeter is you're adding all the sides together. Now for area, though, there's multiple equations. You can see I have in parentheses a 5 there. There's 5 different equations that you need to copy down from page 796 to get the area, okay? So if you need to, take a pause right now, copy all those equations down. I can guarantee you that these equations will be coming back during your homework, as well as the exam later on down the road, that will cover everything that we're doing here just at the end of the year for our end of the year review. All right, so let's go ahead and do some example problems. First one here, we're looking at a rectangle. Okay, so we have one side is a 15 and another side is a 9. And if we are just asked to get perimeter, what you can guarantee yourself is that the opposite sides of these guys will be the same. So in other words, if I see a 15 right here, then I know that opposite that, there's going to be another 15 right there. If I see a 9 right here, opposite that, there's going to be another 9 right there. Okay, so let's go ahead and first gather our perimeter, which is just going to be 15 plus 15 plus 9 plus 9. And we'll write that out here. And that's just going to be a 48. Okay, so first thing, perimeter, add up all the sides. All right. Second thing is we're going to calculate the area. Okay, and you should have your textbook open. If we're looking at area of a rectangle, that is calculated by doing the length times the width. All right, and so basically look at the two different sides that you have. You have a 9 and a 15. Those are both circled right there. There's your length, there's your width. Okay, this right here was perimeter. Let's calculate area. That's just going to be 9 times 15. All right, work that out. We got 135. All right, so that is our area. That right here, there's our perimeter. All right, so that's for a rectangle. Let's move down a little bit in our page. And the next thing we're looking at is a triangle. Okay, so if we're trying to calculate perimeter of this triangle, I see a 5, a 12, and a 10. Those are all on the outside. So that's going to give you your perimeter. So to calculate perimeter, it's just going to be adding up 5, 10, and 12. Okay, so we calculate that. We're getting a whopping 27. Yep, sorry about that. That was a little bit lame there. That's okay, whatever. All right, let's keep moving down. We are now going to calculate area. And again, look at the textbook or look at your notes. You should have the equation for area of a triangle as the base times the height, and then you cut that in half. Okay, now if you look at this triangle, it doesn't really seem like they give you the height, but right in the middle, those dashed lines, and I get that that does not look like a 6, but it is a 6. So you have a height of 6. So that is this guy right here, a height of 6. a base of 12. So for your area, you're going to do 6, which is your height, times 12, which is your base. And I'm going to put that in parentheses because you got to do that first. Then we're going to divide that by 2. Okay, so let's go ahead and take 6 times 12, get a 72 divided by 2, giving you 36. Okay, 36 for the area of that triangle. All right, now let's move it down. This is called a parallelogram. And if it looks anything like mine, then you got some wavy lines here. That's Mr. A still trying to figure out this program, which I think I figured out how to do it a lot better. Unfortunately, I'd already written these notes prior to that moment. So we'll get better in the future, don't worry. All right, so what you should see though, a parallelogram is basically you have two sides that are parallel in one direction, and then you have two other sides that are parallel in a different direction, okay? So it's basically a rectangle that's been tilted, all right? Not perfectly straight up and down. So for that, they're gonna have to give you a height, all right? And the height that's given here is the 32. That's the dashed line. The height has to be a perfectly straight up and down line. And you'll see in a parallelogram, we don't possess a perfectly straight up and down line. So that's why the dashed line right down the middle has to be given, okay? So the parallelogram, in this case, all we can calculate is area, okay? Because we were not given the other side length. So we're just gonna calculate area. And that is just, again, base times height. So the base is 25, and you're going to multiply that by 32, which is your height. And let's go ahead, and we get 800 when you calculate that out. All right, I'm just saving time here, not doing all the math longhand, but you guys need to do the math longhand, all right? Don't use the calculator. I know it doesn't seem fair, but that is how we do it in Algebra 1. You have to be able to do these calculations, work it out, be precise. Okay, we got one more to go. I wanted to show you a trapezoid. Okay, so a trapezoid right here. How do you know it's a trapezoid? All right, there's two things you look for. The first thing is you're going to be looking for two sides. There's one right here and one right here that are parallel to each other. Parallel means that they will never cross and they are perfectly in line. So you can be parallel like this, or you could be parallel like this. And then the second thing you're looking for is two sides. There's one right here and one right here that would eventually cross or touch if they kept going. All right. So those are all the things that you should be looking for to let yourself know, do I have a trapezoid? Okay. All right. And in this case, yes, we got a trapezoid. All right. Now the area for a trapezoid, this is the longest area equation that's being presented. Okay. You have a 1/2 multiplied by a base 1. And base 1 is going to be this guy on the bottom. That's going to be plus your base 2. Your base 2 is going to be this guy on top. And then that is always then lastly multiplied by your height, which in this case is given as that dashed line. That's your 10. So let's fill in the blanks. All right. So we have 1/2. Base 1 is 9 plus base 2, which is 17, multiplied by the height, which is 10. Now you got to remember order of operations. Okay, so what you do first for order of operations, remember that's please excuse my dear Aunt Sally, is parentheses first. So that's the 9 plus the 17, giving you 26 in those parentheses. And then all you're looking at that's left is multiplication. So you could just go left to right. That's fine. Okay. So if you do 27 times 10, that's going to be 270. And then you're going to have to cut that in half. And that is going to be 135. 135 for your final answer for area of a trapezoid. All right, guys. So that covers for this video. Again, all that came from page 796. Miss you. Hope you're doing good. And we will definitely be seeing you guys in the next video.